Right, just working on or moving on from a previous post that I done in regards to improving your kicking, utilising everything through the core, or using the core as a big part of projection or putting some power into your kick. I'd just like to now look at the muscles and how they operate and how they are used to perform this kick, and how we can sort of emphasise on them and improve your kick, okay? So muscles only contract, okay? So you will have two opposite muscles that work against each other. One will contract to create extension, then the other will contract to create extension the other way. So when you're looking at a Maigiri, you've got two muscles, which would be your quadriceps and your hamstrings, okay? So when we tend to do a Maigiri, we always bring up in here. So straight away, I've created this contraction in the hamstrings, okay? So then in turn, the quadricep then wants to pull contraction back. So one contracts, this stays relaxed and extends, this contracts, this relaxes and extends. So there you have those two muscles working in tandem with each other to project this kick, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a few exercises which we will be using the resistance bands, which will work these muscles, and then hopefully, or they will, improve your kicking, okay? Right, okay, the first kick we're going to be looking at is the Maigiri, and how we can train the contractions of both the muscles of the hamstrings and the quads, and how we can work them with the resistance band to improve their strength and their execution, okay, which will then in turn help with the kick as well. Right, so the first thing we're going to look at, we'll be looking at this contraction of the hamstring, okay, this bit here, followed up by the actually contraction of the quadriceps, okay, so they're working against each other but actually with each other to help improve this kick. So you take your resistance band, and in this case I've got a punch bag here, so I've got something to execute into. Put your foot for a loop at the end, and then hold the foot against the bag. So what we're going to be looking at here is pulling, using the resistance band, but working the contraction of the hamstring. So we pull in, and then we extend. Pull in, extend, pull in, extend. So even though we're contracting with the quadriceps as well, the emphasis with this training with the resistance band is the pull in rather than the contraction of the top of the leg. Right, once we've done that, we're then going to look at the other side. So we're going to look at the contraction of the quads in the Maigiri. So from here, we push up and we hold. So we're contracted here, but now we need to work this muscle with the resistance band. So from here, extend, pull back, extend, pull back, extend, pull back. So there you can see, using the resistance band, you're working both them muscles to enhance your kick, okay? Right, the next kick we're going to look at will be the Yokogiri. Because we've already trained in the Maigiri of the contraction of both these muscles, we're kind of already created this chamber. So we've already worked them muscles already to create that, like you would to execute the Maigiri. So what we need to look at now is, once we've created this chamber, is to create this contraction of your quads, and then pull back with your hamstring. So you're contracting with your quads to execute the kick out, and then you're contracting your hamstring to pull it back. So it's a quick recoil, okay? So what we'll look at first is the contraction of the quads to work the Yokogiri. So we're already in this chamber, right? Resistance band. So you're now looking at contracting this to extend your kick. Okay, so from here, push, back, push, back, push, back. So that's the working of the quads, the contraction of the quads. Now we'll be looking at the execution of the pullback or the contraction of the hamstrings to get this nice recoil back once you've execute the kick in. So from here, push against the bag, and then contract, push, contract, push, contract, push. So there we are, that's the second kick, the ukagiri or side kick. Right, the last kick we're going to be looking at will be the moashigiri, and how we work and train the contraction of both the hamstring and the quads in that kick. While I'm putting the band or attaching the band to my ankle, I just would like to point out there are other muscles involved in kicking, but for this purpose of this video, I'm just concentrating on the contraction of those two muscles, okay? So once you have your resistant band attached, go into the hurdle position and then engage your core so you're nice and straight, or as straight as you can be. Now, what we're looking at here is the contraction of the quads first. So it's the extending or the extension of the kick once you've thrown it round. So you bring up and then extend round. So straight away you will feel the contraction in this quadricep. Bring back, and again, 1, back, 2, back, 3, back. Then to work the contraction of your hamstrings, we turn around, the hurdle position again, and now we've got the resistant pulling this way. So the contraction will have this resistance on it. Okay, so we extend round, and then we contract these hamstrings to pull back. 1, pull back, 2, pull back, and 3, pull back. So there we are, the 3 kicks, and looking at the contraction and the workings of the hamstring and the quadricep.